Alright, first thing you got to do when you get lost is actually admit you're lost. I mean, that's the hardest part to do, actually. And, the first thing happens is your anxiety rushes up because you're lost. You don't know where you're at. So there's certain procedures you got to do. First thing to do, stop. Just do like I'm doing right now. Just stop and relax. Take a deep breath. Backpack off. Take a drink. Relax. Even get yourself something to snack on. You've been hiking all day, and I'm going to have Fig Newton bar, original. You know, been hiking all day. You know how far away you are from your car if you look at it from when you left. You have no idea where you're at, so best thing to do is relax. Try to calm yourself. That's the biggest deal. You don't want to keep tromping around, because you can go around in circles and circles, and before you know it, the sun will be down, and then you'll be in the dark. I have no light. So leaving here after dark ain't gonna happen. Too dangerous to walk around in the woods like this in the middle of the dark. So first thing you do is you stop. Relax, get your anxiety back down. Now once your anxiety's down, then you can think. So that's what we're doing right now. We're thinking. What are we going to do? Is it possible to walk out? Even if I find where my path is, where I came off, am I going to have time to get back to the car? Remember the things you got to think about. If not, how much time do I have? So, get your cell phone out. The cell phone has maps on there. So you look up a map. I have no service. But right now it's 5:30. I got 2.5 hours to figure out what I'm going to do. 8 o'clock it'll be dark. 7:30 at the latest I can make a decision. But if I make a decision now to set camp and that, then I have more time to prep for the night. Odds are, even if I find where I'm at, to hike out before dark ain't going to happen if I've been hiking all day. So, looking around, it's pretty thick here. So, I have no idea which way to go or nothing like that. So what you do, take this, raise this up a little bit. Take this, wrap it up in a tree. Okay, it's orange. The purpose of this thing here is long as I can see it, I'm not too far away. Okay? So, stop, think. Now we're going to observe what we have around us. Okay? So, as long as I can see that, I'm not too far away from that. So we're going to walk up. I'll walk up this way. Yeah, it's opposite. We're going to walk up this way a little bit, and we're going to see if we can see anything else. And I'm going to be looking for that orange thing as I walk around. I want to observe what's around me, because I got to figure out to survive. You need 4 things, okay? You need fire, you need shelter, you need water, and you need food. Now, we can survive without the food because we're not going to be out here for more than a month. Okay? That's just not going to happen. Water, you can go a couple days without the water. Okay? The shelter, you're going to need that second. Okay? Fire, you're going to need that because it keeps animals away, and if somebody's looking for you, the fire is what's going to get the people to come to you. All right? And with the shelter, if it's raining, you don't want to be caught out in the rain and get wet. Because even in a day like today where it's like 80 degrees out, tonight it's going to be in the 50s, and 50 degrees and soaking wet on the ground with nothing to cover you, you can get hypothermia and it can kill you. So the object there is to make sure you have a shelter, make sure you have a fire. The fire and the shelter together will keep you alive. Okay, the water, that's just basically to keep you going, and the food is going to be enough to keep you happy, I guess, is the way to put it. But the water, keeping hydrated, keeps your energy level up. Your food level, keeping your food up, that'll keep your energy level up too. But without the water, you're going to die quicker without water than you will food. So you can go without food for a couple days and not hurt you. Okay, but going a couple days without water could hurt you. Dehydrating makes your brain go goofy. So let's go walk around and see what we can find here. Maybe we can find a place where we can set up a good shelter where there's wood and stuff at, because I do not have anything to cut wood other than a knife. And chopping anything with a knife ain't going to happen with this. So let's go see. All right. Alright, looks like I got a spot picked out. Okay, I observed, and now it's time to plan. Okay, that's the keys. So when you get lost, you got to do the stop. S. Sit down. Stop. Think. T. Think. Calm yourself. Relax. Okay? Observe. Observe your surroundings. See what you got. And then plan. S-T-O-P. Now we're going to make a plan. And the plan has to deal with what I have in my bag. So let's go check out what we have in the bag. Okay. We have something for water, bag. This filters the water, so it'll be drinkable. This stuff is for filming. This is free kite tarp. It's a 10 by 10 tarp, so that'll be plenty. Rain jacket. These are just tent pegs that go with the tarp. Got a bunch of cordage. Snack foods. We do have some ramen noodles. first aid kit. Okay, this has nothing but Band-Aids and stuff like that in it, and some other things that I'm going to get into later to show you on what I could use, some couple tricks to keep warm. And my little blanket. That's it. And I got some water. The rest of the stuff is for filming. So that said, put all this back in here. There's really not much gear. Oh, and I got 2 contractor bags. They're 3 mil contractor bags. These things, you could use them for so much. Which I'll go through that later with you. My canteen, a ferro rod. That's it. Not much at all. Well, we'll see what we can do now. Alright. I'm picking this spot right here because I got a down tree right there, and I got a down tree over here. So if I put my tarp between these 2 trees right through here, have my fire right here, I can get my branches from there and there without having to use a flashlight. And any big branches I get going, I'll just burn them in half and then keep feeding them that way. So I'm going to run a ridge line from here to here and put my tarp in. It's still real early yet, so what time it is now? 6 o'clock. We have 2 hours before the sun goes down. Alright, so I'm going to start breaking up some wood. I got to clear all this out real quick, which won't take me long, and get ready for the night. I'm hoping I have enough water. That'll depend on if I have ramen noodles for dinner or not. But if not, I got enough snack bars to keep me going. Good. That's it. This is what we're going to do. You know, keep it simple. You know, I mean, when you get lost, all you're trying to do is get a good night's sleep and make it till morning. Okay? You can do them 2 things. Get a good night's sleep and make it till morning. Then you'll have all day long the following day to find your way out. And right now, to keep my mind away from being lost, I'm going to focus on making a camp and trying to make it comfortable for me for tonight. Knowing that I'm going to be here all night, that's my goal. I'm not going to focus on being lost. I've already written it down where I'm not going out tonight. I'm going to hunker down right here for the night. That's the plan. So now, instead of worrying about being lost, what I'm going to worry about is clearing this all out and making it as comfortable as possible. Because the objective now is to get comfortable so I can get a good night's sleep tonight and be able to find my way out tomorrow. So, with that said, let's get some of this stuff out of here. Alrighty. Now, quick, easy tip. Give yourself time. Whenever you're hiking through the woods, the hardest thing is admit you're lost. But you have to. You have to give yourself enough time so you can make it comfortable. And that's what we're doing today. You know, I mean, I got 2 hours before dark. I could keep tromping. But within them 2 hours, that sun goes down, then I don't have the time to be able to do this. The more time you have, the more stuff you can get accomplished, and the more comfortable you'll get. If you just go until dark, you're going to be setting this up with no light. You know, we still got to make a fire, we got to get wood, we got to set up our tarp. Now, if there was no downed trees like there is here, my number one thing would be fire first, not tarp. Okay, because with the fire, I can have enough light off of a fire to make my shelter. But because I have a downed tree right here, I don't need to go get firewood so I can set up my tarp. Now, I do have to have the fire lit, though, before dark. As soon as the sun goes down, I got to start concentrating on making a fire. And not having a saw or a hatchet kind of puts a little hurting on it, but I always carry a little piece of fat wood with me. It's in with my canteen and my ferro start. And in my first aid kit, I do have a lighter in there, and I do have candles. You know, you should always carry a lighter and candles, because if you would fall into the water and get wet, your candle will still burn. And there's tricks that you can do with candles to keep you warm, which once we get everything set up and everything, then we'll start going through little things that we can do in more dangerous situations than what this is. I mean, today it's 81 degrees out. The low tonight's only going to get down to 60 or into the upper 50s. So I'm not too concerned about fire keeping me warm. My fire is more or less to keep critters away, and if anybody comes looking for me, the fire will be a signal for them to see and come get me. That's the only reason for the fire tonight. Now, if it rains and I get wet, then the fire becomes more important, because now I got to use the fire to dry my clothes out, and then the tarp situation becomes different, because then I have to set up the tarp a different way than what I'm going to today, right now. Okay, but right now I'm dry. I'm not counting on fire. If I get my tarp situation up, and as warm as it's going to be, even if it starts raining, I can hunker down inside my shelter until the rain quits, and then start a fire after that. So with that said, let's get the tarp out. All right. Like seeing what I'm doing, I guess. This goes here. Take it. Goes to here. pole, put it in to this tie out right here. You can't see, but I'll show you in a second. There we go. Right here, and that, and there we go. And that is going to be my tarp. Don't take long to get your shelter set up. That's why I said that if I didn't have my wood already set up, I would do my wood. This right here is pretty much done. Now, I got 2 lines I'm going to put on, and that'll be it. And there's plenty of room in there for my gear and me. And once again, I was just hiking. This cordage right here comes with the tarp. So I brought the tarp, I'd have the cordage. Just that. So with that, I'm going to tie this up, give you a nice view of it, and I'm going to start working on getting firewood and fire. It's a lot of work. You know what I mean? Hiking all day and then having to do this, it'll wear somebody out, especially in this heat. Alright, well, I will get back to you as soon as I start on the next project. I'm going to go get some wood and break up stuff, so it won't be much, but I'll get back to you. Okay, get this going. Oh yeah. There we go. All right. It's just that when you have fire, it makes you feel so much better. You're not worried no more. You know, you're not worried about anything. We got our shelter, we got fire, we got water, we got food. The 4 things we need to make it through the night. So now basically it's like an unexpected camping trip, which that's why you should always have a tarp with you and a blanket. Now them emergency stuff, that emergency blanket and stuff like that, they'll do the same thing as a tarp or a blanket, both. Especially in weather like this, where it's nice and warm. You know, you can make a lean-to shelter out of it, and it's very, very easy to carry. And that's the biggest problem, is that when people go hiking, they don't carry in anything for a shelter or for warmth. And I mean, they might have a Bic lighter, which I recommend. You know, ferro rod is just something I enjoy doing, but I do have a lighter in case that don't work. You know, I mean, it's little things that you need to have on you when you're hiking through the woods. I mean, even if it's in woods that you have trails that you can follow. I mean, a lot of times some of the trail markers will fall off, or you'll venture off the trail because it got a little ragged or something like that, and before you know it, you're lost. And if you get lost in a set of big woods, you could be in a lot of trouble. Now, I do have a bunch of little things that I'd like to go over later tonight, but as of right now, what we're going to do is we're just going to sit out here. I'm going to drink some more water. It's still hot as heck. The main reason I wanted to start the fire is because it starts getting dark. I don't want to be fumbling around trying to light it. I don't have no paper, nothing like that. All I got is a little piece of fat wood, which I'll show you here. I always carry this stuff. My favorite. And this here, this is the fat wood I carry. You know, just this little piece of wood. Just very little shavings off of it will get you a fire. As you can see, I scraped off about the size of a nickel, maybe a dime, but it wasn't the size of a quarter. But yeah, and just having the proper stuff for it is why I use it. But the topic today is getting lost in the woods and making a shelter and surviving the night. Now the topic of it is going to be enjoy the camping. You know, it's just unexpected camping trip. It's all the way out to Market. And then in the morning, I'll just chomp on out, you know, and enjoy it. Try to enjoy everything. You know, I mean, one of the main reasons you go hiking is because you enjoy it. And most of the hikers are outdoorsmen, so they know how to make fire and shelter and stuff like that, you know. If you get lost and you got 3 hours like I did, you can make a regular bushcraft shelter, you know. But in the area I'm in, there is no pine, so I can't use them. And the debris I can, but you know, ticks and stuff like that, it kind of makes me want to use the tarp. And I brought the drum liners. I might stuff them with some leaves and stuff like that to give me a little bit of a bedside deal thing, and put them in there and then lay on top of that. I did bring some candles, which I'm going to make a candle holder tonight, and I'm going to do that, and then show you other things that you can use a candle for in real bad situations. And so I'm just going to sit back and enjoy this fire for right now and get it going really good, and I'll catch you guys in a little bit, probably right before it gets real dark. And I wish I had my dog with me, but I don't trust him yet. He might run off a little bit or go chase something down there. I'd have to tie him up, and it just gets bad right now. He's only 1.5 years old, you know. Once he gets 2 or 3, he'll be out with me all the time. My son's got school tomorrow, so he couldn't come either. I was going to call my brother, but I started to do this by myself on this one. And then we'll go from there. But enjoy. I am. Oh. Okay, I always carry one of these. All it is a contract bag, and what it does for you is, one, gives you waterproof. This could be used as a poncho. Just cut it down, use it as a tarp. Or you could shove a bunch of this stuff in it and use it as your bedding. There you go. Lay down on that. Put the little blanket down on that. And it's like a bed. That's what we're going to use. Alright. I'm going to gather more up before it gets dark. And I'll see you whenever I get it all done and get ready to put it in. Yeah, about 8 minutes left. Just a nice fire. Oh. Fire to cook on too. Hot, cold. A few on steak. Beautiful fire. Love it. Beautiful out here. Clouds are rolling in. Could start raining. It does. That's one side. Hopefully the bugs won't kill us then. Oh. Probably about 8 o'clock now. Look. 8:06. Gotta be darker than this. But sun just went down. I think the sun goes down at like 7:50. So won't be long now. It'll be pitch black out here. What do we got here? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's nice. Now if I was in a situation where I was in a survival situation, this fire's plenty bright enough to catch anybody's attention that's looking for me. It's a safe fire though, so I don't have to worry about it burning out of control. So, got my bed, got my tarp, got a fire. We're doing good. Get up tomorrow and find my way back home. I've been sitting here thinking, so think I know where I messed up at, which is another reason why you need to relax and calm down, and you can go back and see what, in your mind, you can go back and see where you've been and this and that, and you get a better idea rather than trying to run around the woods and then end up getting more lost and then screwing yourself out of being able to be comfortable. That's the main thing. Let me see how good this thing would get me in this picture here. There we go. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what you do. You know, you just keep relaxed. Enjoy it. I know the situation that you could be in, you know, the anxiety's up and you're lost and you're not sure on how to get home, but you have to keep your head and just pay attention on the little things, and you get through it. You know? And in the morning you can determine if you want to stay and wait for somebody to come look for you, which then you can really make up camp better, you know, if you didn't have all day. You know, or if you want to start backtracking where you were and try to find your way out that way, you'll have all day long to do it. So just relax now and enjoy that. Oh. You know, I mean, that's the number one thing, is try to keep level-headed and enjoy what you're doing. Straight up, you can't practice survival like this. And I know how to get home. I know if worst comes to worst that I can make it out of here. You pack differently, but what I'm trying to get through is that pack for the worst and enjoy the best. You know, I mean, bring something for a shelter. Bring extra snacks. Bring a jacket, even if it's 81 degrees out. You know, you don't know. You know, and just relax. Enjoy your hikes and that. And if something bad happens, you should know that you're equipped for it. And that's the key. You know, I mean, the best thing you can do is go out in the woods and enjoy it. Set up different shelters, set up differently each time, try a different way, and basically just enjoy the woods. And if you ever get into where you are in a survival part, then you can make it. You can rely on your skills. You don't need to panic then. You know you can make fire. You know you have something that you can make shelter. You know you have water. You know, that's basically how you do it. You know, bring in extra snacks, so you know you have some food. Food you can go days without. Water you can't. So I mean, you know, I brought a lot of water because I knew it was going to be hot, and I knew that I was going to have to drink a lot, keep hydrated. And well, here we are. You know, that's how you should pack when you go to the woods that you've never been to, and you go to trails that are in woods that are miles and miles long. You know, I mean, if you go up to like the Allegheny or anywhere where you could walk days and days and days without seeing anything in the same direction, you know, you should be prepared for the worst. Anything could happen. And there's a couple little tricks and stuff that you can do to help. And I'm going to show you them here in a minute. But first, I got to change my SD card in the camera because it's about empty, and I don't want to get halfway through it and lose it. So I'm going to build the fire up a little bit more. I'm going to change the batteries in my light so you can see me, and I'm going to play around with that so I can see what kind of lighting I got, because you can see the lighting. Alright, while I was sitting here, thinking on how I can use my candles. So what I built was a candle holder. What I did was I shaved a piece of bark off, like so, and wrapped it around the candle. Wrapped around the candle like this. Like that. See? Just bark. Split a stick. Shoved it in there. Now I have light. It's just stuck in there really good. It sticks in the ground. It's mobile. You know. Stick it right back in the ground. Like so. And then you get light. Pretty cool. And that's a bushcraft candle holder. Now, what else can we use for candles? Well, if you're let's see if you can see me. I doubt it, huh? Maybe. Figure out where I'm at. There I am. So, if you're cold, real cold, wet, that's what's nice about candles. If you fall in the, say like you're hiking in the wintertime and you fall into the river, okay? And you have a candle, a ferro rod, and some fat wood, and you don't have to panic. You can come out of the water, cut a hole in your in your contractor bag, put it over your head, take all your clothes off, put that bag over you, get your wool blanket. Yes, it's going to be wet, but it'll be okay. Put it over you. Sit by a tree with that looped over you and covering you all up with the contractor bag on, and then you light this candle and you put it underneath there. Now this candle will throw off enough heat to heat that up inside there to almost 60 degrees. Okay, that'll get you warm enough to where you can turn around and go out and get your fire started, and then you can always go back, because these candles will burn for a long time. You know, I mean, they burn for a good time. So then you can get your fire started, and then you can come back underneath there and get warmed back up, and then you can use the fire to thaw out your clothes. And then you could do that like that. The wax, you can use it to help a bandage stay on. You know, put a little wax on there and smush the Band-Aid down on top of itself, and that wax will help keep the Band-Aid down. It's good. The waterproof matches. You know, if you have some matches, you can dip the heads of it in the wax, and then whenever you're ready to strike it, just scrape that wax off a little bit and it'll strike, and then the match will burn slower. So there's a lot that you could do with candles, and these candles here, they're only like a dollar for what is there? 6 of them. Paid $1 for 6, and these are pretty big, and they draw a decent amount of light. I mean, it's no spotlight, but it's enough, and you can use them to start a fire too. You know, if you can get the candle lit, put it into some twigs and that, even if the twigs are wet, by the time the candle burns out, it'll dry the twigs off, and there you go. So that's why I try to keep a hold of some Let me turn this light back on so you can see me. Yeah, that's why I try to keep 2 contractor bags and some of these candles. Now my brother, he made a candle holder out of an aluminum can, and I was surprised on how bright it got, And like you said, candles are like a buck. They're real cheap, and they're easy, and they light. I'll probably have one in there in my tent with me. They throw off heat, so if it gets too cold, candles will actually help warm me up. And then that trick with the wool blanket over, you put the wool blanket over top of you, put the candle between your legs, and you just sit there with your knees up by your chin, and with that wool blanket draped over you, it'll heat that whole thing in there. And what's nice is the wool blanket you can sit on, and then you have that contractor bag on. What the contractor bag does is it doesn't allow your body heat to go, and if it gets wet, water just rolls off it because it's plastic. So it's not like it's going to hold the water. So it gets the water off of it, and then and then you can, it'll keep the body heat in, and it basically becomes your clothes until your clothes dry, and it's ways to survive it. Little tricks. But I just started with these candles, and like I said, because my brother got one, so I had to do a bushcraft one. So team, I made one too. But yeah, we'll see how it goes with it. It's nice to have, and it's fun. It's fun to do little things like that. And if you are stranded, and you can do something like this, it helps keep your mind off of being stranded or being lost. Little things that just keep you going, I guess. It's 10 to 9, so I'll probably be heading to bed pretty soon. I'm not sure if I'm going to make that ramen noodles or not. I got some fig bars yet. Might keep the ramen noodles for tomorrow in case, something happens. Make fig Newtons tonight. If I wake up and it's real cold or something like that. I mean, it's only supposed to be 55 degrees, I think, the low. So I'll be fine, but you never know. It's always nice to keep a little bit of food. Because you do need food. Not as important as the water and the shelter. I put the shelter at number 1. Shelter at number 1, fire number 2. Even if it's real cold, keeping the wind off you is way better. I mean, you can lay on top of a fire, and if that wind's blowing, it's not going to help. If you have a shelter to where you can block the wind from you, that's pretty important. And your body heat in a shelter, you can actually heat it up to where, you won't freeze. It'll actually, heat up. And there's different ways you can put a tarp up to where you can enclose it. You can have the floor in it and stuff like that. I've had a couple videos where I did that. This is the first time I've ever slept under a tarp with no floor. So that should be pretty impressive. Plus, I got the contractor bags full of leaves and stuff, and the sticks. You got to have the sticks in there, especially if it's cold. Because what the sticks will do is they'll give them air pockets between the leaves and the ground so that you can heat that up, and that's very important if it's cold. Now, tonight, it's not going to be cold, so it's not that bad, so I'll be all right with, even if it's just laying on the ground, but it's always nice to have something to lay on, which is another purpose for contract bags, and they weigh nothing. They take up no space. Same with these candles. They weigh nothing. They take up no space. It's nice. To have that just in your bag, it goes a long way on things. I mean, you may never use it, but the day that you might need it, it's nice to have it, But yeah, so I would suggest on keeping them 2 things in your bag. Candle and contract bag, like they're nothing. And everybody has them basically. A big garbage bag and some little tiny candles. You know, candles are great. You know, it doesn't matter how wet they get. You can put them in the water and leave them there forever, and then pull them out. No light. You know, it's very hard to get that wax that's around the wick to go away, so you can't light them. So they light pretty easy, even when they're wet. And they throw out enough heat to keep you alive. I believe I heard that back in the Revolution War, that's what the soldiers did in the wintertime, is that they would use candles and a wool blanket draped over them to keep alive. So it's an old trick. Does the candle smell? Of course it does. You know, you're going to get a little smell, yeah, but when it comes to a survival thing, I'd rather have a little smell than not have any heat. Heat means a lot when it's winter. It's fun. It's fun to play around with the old time stuff. You know, where they used to do it. Some arts are lost because nobody's teaching them. You know, because there's all this other high-tech stuff like just building a candle holder for light. You know, I mean, at one time it's probably a trait that everybody that had to know. Now it's, you know, candles aren't even being used. So, you know, the other stuff is, you know, always have a metal container that you can boil water, which I do with my canteen cup, and I can heat the water, put it in my canteen, and put it in my sleeping bag in the wintertime to keep warm. You know, there's a lot of little tricks that's out there that some people still use, some people don't. You know, because I mean, you got a lot of technology out there that overthrows the little stuff, but it's still fun to use the little stuff too. The old timers. Yeah, I'm proud of my candle holder. A little bushcrafting out here while you're trying to survive at night because you're lost. It's always a good thing. Like I said, I do have a light for filming, but it's only for filming. Because what else would I do? I can't film in the dark. I mean, look. You know, can't see me. It's just that way. There we go. Now it's light. But yeah, I'll light off, and I'm going to enjoy the fire some more, and till it's bedtime, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll cook. Maybe I won't. All I got's ramen noodles. Got a bunch of drinks yet. I haven't ran out of water yet. There is a stream right over the hill that I could take my candle and get down and get water if it's necessary. That's another nice thing about a candle thing. You can use it for light. Now that I have that, I can use that for light. But I don't think I need it. As long as I keep the fire going, I got enough light to see around and do stuff. So I'm very happy about that. Got a nice cool bed there. So I ain't worried about getting cold. It is getting a little chilly. Well, it's after 11 now, so I'm going to head to bed. Got my 2 candles in here, and I'm not throwing up as much light as I would like. I mean, I shut this off. That's how much it's shining. You know, just barely consuming. So, keep that on there. No. I'm heading to bed, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Pretty comfortable right now on this, so kind of looking forward to sleeping on it. So I will see you again in the morning. And thanks for watching. Till morning. Goodbye. Good morning. As you say, I survived tonight. A little chilly, but good time it is. Not bad. 7 o'clock. It's actually 7:30. This is too bad. This is too good. Yeah, maybe. So, I'm gonna get up. Start tearing down camp. And we'll go from there. Bed from last night. It's actually not too bad. The sticks and the leaves kept the coldness in the ground from hitting me, and we're good to go. Yeah, impressive. Folks would like to see that. Really nice. Alright, that's it. We're all packed up, ready to go. What do we do now? Hike out. See if we can find where we messed up and get home today. Yeah. So, like I said, I hope you liked the video. Maybe we'll have to do more of these. It's fun. I enjoyed it. It's always fun getting out in the woods and doing stuff that you enjoy doing. As you see, there's not much of a footprint left. So, you can go ahead and go, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, so you can be notified whenever I put out a new video. And hopefully I can get a video out once a week. But just remember, if you ever do get lost in the woods, stop, think, observe, plan, and enjoy it. It's just an unexpected camping trip. No reason to panic, no reason to flip out. Just do what you gotta do to make it through the night and actually try to enjoy it. And enjoy. So, till next time, have fun.